What happens when a slasher comes to life and kills everybody involved with making the movie? It's day 1 of 31 Days of Horror, and we are watching the Australian slasher called Cut from 2000. The story begins with a horror movie being filmed called Hot Blooded. When the director insults the actor playing the slasher, he ends up killing her and then attacking the lead actress, who defends herself and ends up actually killing the guy who's playing the slasher. But when he dies, he has this weird electricity charge around his body, which was kind of odd. 12 years later, one of the people who are working on the film actually end up being a professor at a film college. For their final exam, the students want to finish Hot Blooded since it was never finished. But the professor says it's a bad idea because the film is cursed. Whoever works on it or watches the unedited cut ends up dying. It also turns out that Raffi, who's directing this new edit of the film, is actually the daughter of the director who died in the past. The rest of the movie plays out almost exactly as you think. They go about trying to finish the movie as people slowly start dying from the movie killer. Also, this movie is not really a who's behind the mask type of movie, it's more of a cursed spirit type of killer, and I had my suspicions early on when the killer suddenly had a weird shock effect around him. The kills in this are also nothing really special, and the more brutal ones get cut off early, and we don't really get to see that much blood or gore in this, which is kind of disappointing to be honest. Also, every character in this is very cookie cutter and basic in their roles. No one really stands out and they don't really go into depth with any of the characters. We get the actress who survived the original killer who killed him, and she's still this annoying diva who is just kind of obnoxious throughout the film. We also get the pseudo main character, Raffi, who's the director, and we still don't really get much from her. Honestly, none of the characters are super focused on, so when they end up dying, you just don't really care. The villain is pretty average looking, and he's not really scary, and he's kind of a pushover as well. I get that it's a 2000 film, but this movie looks pretty rough in the cinematography standpoint. Especially when they show the original film, they add this weird glow effect to it and it just looks really bad. It's not a terrible film and the premise was really interesting and that's why I watched this movie originally, but it just did not execute it that well. I just feel like they could have done this movie so much better, and I really don't like the ending. I thought it was going to go one way, but they decided to go a different direction, and it was just goofy leading it into an open-ended area. In all, I give Cut a 5 out of 10. If you guys like this review, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more, hit that follow button, and as always, thanks for watching.